Today on the channel, Mattel Creations revealed paid off, or did it, with the Stone Cold Steve Austin King of the Ring Anniversary Elite figure.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here for a very special unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the Mattel Creations revealed Stone Cold Steve Austin King of the Ring 1996. But of course, for all your Mattel Creations needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up MattelCreations.com. That is the exclusive home of this pack here, as it was an exclusive debuted by moi at Mattel Creations Revealed. Very cool to get to go to California. I've done videos. I did a couple of vlogs of my tour out there. I did a video about the experience on Creations Revealed. And then you can go over to Mattel Creations and check out the Revealed video where I was there for the live stream. And I got to debut this figure for the world. So I got to, be the first one to show it off, whatever you want to say. A very fun event put on by Mattel. I was very honored to get to go there. And this figure for me will always be special because I was the one that got to reveal it. So I will be getting a second one of these. Now, tell you guys that Mattel said, hey, we're going to send you one of these. I haven't got it yet. I assume I will. We know what happens when you assume over there, boys, on the couch. We got Todd and Mark. Of course, Mark Summers. Yes, Family Double Dare's own Mark Summers on the couch here today with Todd McFarlane. As you guys wanted to see this because it's a lot of hubbub about this figure, obviously. But they are sending one. They, being Mattel, said they would send me one of those. That will be my mint on card one, as I'm going to unbox this one. I ordered this just like everybody else. Came through the door, ready to rock and roll, and dare I say strut and stroll with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I've said it before in my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Check it out if you missed it. And some of those videos. It's funny how people said in the comments, Kyle was not excited at all about this Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then other comments, Kyle seemed to really be over the moon about this Stone Cold Steve Austin. So it's funny how people read into things other ways and different ways and all that kind of stuff. That's just the way it goes. But honestly, I did say, they asked me for a prediction. I said I figured it would be an Ultimate Edition, which was not true. I figured it would be a Legend, which was true. So I was half right. And this makes sense. If I would have sat and thought about what possibly could be in there, I never thought about it. I never even guessed. I never tried to say, I wonder what I'm going to reveal. I just kind of let it come to me. And some people at the event knew what the items were in all of them, say at Barbie, Monster High, Hot Wheels, He-Man, etc. I wanted to go in totally blind. They said, if you look at the case just right in the light, you'll know what it is. I'm like, I don't want to see. I want to be revealed. I want to be surprised. That's what I wanted to do. Your mileage may vary on that. But I do think this makes a heck of a lot of sense. Some people, once again, saying they were let down by this, but we were in the week of 3/16, which is like National Steve Austin Day now. So that fit the bill. But then I didn't even think about it. It's the 30th anniversary of the birth of Stone Cold Steve Austin. No matter how you feel about Stone Cold, I'm a Stunning Steve guy personally. That's where I grew up as a little kid. I love Stunning Steve Austin. I respect the Stone Cold. We all respect the Stone Cold. But 30th anniversary is a heck of a milestone there. And if I would have thought about that a little bit more, I think that makes a heck of a lot of sense. And you can go back and forth and say, well, it should have been an Ultimate. And I heard some people say, well, we've had so many Ultimate Stone Colds, didn't need another one. Well, at the same time, we've had more Elite Stone Colds. So I don't know. You're never going to be perfect in the eyes of everybody, but this does make a heck of a lot of sense when you sit back and think about it. So I wouldn't say I was blown away. Like if they would have said, we're bringing back the Legion of Doom, here's their first figures, like I would have fainted right there. Obviously, that's playing in my wheelhouse. But like I said, I respect the Stone Cold, and for what it's about money, not just pleasing me. But, if anybody wants to please me, feel free anytime. But it's about the money at the end of the day, and this makes a lot of sense. And it is a fun exclusive for Mattel Creations. That's the only place you can get it once again. And it is a deluxe elite is basically what it is. And like $35, not a bad piece of business if you ask me. But we're going to run it through its paces, and we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's look at the Austin here. Very cool with the glass shattering here in the front. I think that is very cool. True effects up there. Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWE. figure and the throne back there. Now, I don't really like the packaging on this one a whole lot. I like the black, I like the glass, but I feel like it should be posed better in the package. Maybe with Austin and a microphone and pointing off to the side in the throne behind him. I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm opening this up, but it does look a little strange in the package. And that could be me. Just once again, put it in the comments below your thoughts. But I got to say, I'm very excited to get the throne and the accessories with this one. And it is a little bit more maybe a star of the show here because we've had a lot of kings. We've had a lot of queens from the WWE. And this is multi-use. This is a deluxe set. And honestly, I could have seen this down the road eventually, or back in the day, more like it, as the Walmart flashback exclusive Build-A-Figure diorama. We got the Heartbreak Hotel. We got the, was it SummerSlam backdrop one time. I could have seen them doing something like this. So it's a way to get this out to the people. It makes sense once again. But we got Austin on the side, glass shattering. Classic Austin 316, smoking skull, looking good. Then on the back, we get a little bit of the blurb action there. We get Doc Hendricks, who his figure's got to be shooting up, of course. A lot of people saying, why isn't it a 2-pack with Doc Hendricks? I can see it already. A re-release of the Doc Hendricks Build-A-Figure in from the vault for ringside maybe. Put him in the Howard Finkel suit. Voila, you got a new figure. I can see them doing that in the future. It makes sense after all. But a lot of people were hoping that was in this one. I see both sides of the coin, of course. Tail the tape blurb. What's it say down here? WWE changed forever on June 23rd, 1996, 2 days away from my birthday. For those keeping track, only 2 days away. So mark your calendars, June 25th. Send your cards to the P.O. Box. At the King of the Ring pay-per-view, a rising star named Stone Cold Steve Austin won the prestigious King of the Ring tournament. As Jake the Snake Roberts was helped to the back, Stone Cold had a few things to get off his chest. Talk about palms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your star exclamation point, which I think is ass. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. In that moment, a catchphrase that defined a legacy was born. And this is truly a defining moment, which once again, this could have been a defining moments figure along the way as well. That would have made a lot of sense if you ask me. We're going to cut him out. It is what it is. A lot of people complaining we didn't get the robe with this one. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. How do we get him out of the package? That's the $1 million question. Where's Teddy Biasi when I need him? There we go. Packaging. See you later. Goodbye. Oh, because we're all attached to the packaging here. All right. I see what's going on. I see the shenanigans here. We do got Austin. We got the hands, which I had one hand fall out. We got the throne there. We got the stand with the crown. Austin 316 shirt. There's a lot going on with this one here. Now, I was immediately thinking this would be great. You could save this backdrop. We've seen it before, a lot of ringside collectible exclusives. You can save the backdrop. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with this one here, as you do got the Austin 316 shirt, everything attached to it. So once you take it all off, it will ruin the backing card. This would have been one of those fun backing cards we could have kept in the background as a little display piece. Not in the cards with this one here, but I'm going to take it offline. I'm going to get this all out of the package. We'll be back with the birth of Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, got Mr. Austin out of the package. Let's dive in. Let's start with the accessories and work our way to the figure. How about extra hands for Stone Cold? We got the what you gonna do, brother, as he's looked into the camera, telling Jake what it's going to be about. Looking pretty darn good. So you do got those hands. Then we got the Fist of Fury. Now, I even saw somebody comment, why didn't we get middle fingers with Austin? Well, that's not going to happen. But I would say if we were going to get middle fingers from Austin, it would be Mattel Creations or possibly ringside. I don't think it'll ever happen in a million years, but it wouldn't be traditional retail, Walmart, Target, Amazons of the world. It would be an exclusive like this. I don't think we'll ever see it, though. We do get the Austin 316 shirt here. It is a nice, soft, good shirt. No Velcro, so it's the extra special one. Stone Cold on the back with the skull. Austin 316. Extremely iconic, and this was the birth of Austin 316. So I guess I understand the inclusion of this in the package. That being said, these shirts weren't even a thing at the time this happened. So it's one of those things like, do you get the title belt with the figure because it's on the way to the ring where they want it, or how that goes? So it's just kind of what fits the bill, and I guess it is added value. Use it for this Austin, use it for a different Austin. Choose your own Austin adventure, but we do get another 316 shirt there. Makes sense, I guess, if you're going to celebrate the moment, you're going to celebrate the birth of 316, you would want one of the most iconic parts of the 316, of course, the very famous wrestling shirt. Now, diving into this one, and this is some of the do we call it stage gear? I guess stage setup. As this keeps falling off on me, it fell out of the package, and now I got to put it back together. Might even have to super glue this one if you want it to stay together pretty good. But it is like a little tripod thing, and it does clip in here, but not very well. It does come out pretty easily, honestly. And there we, nope, can't even get it in there. I can't even get it in the hole. Boy, story of my life. Can't find the right hole. That's the problem. That's the problem. But I'll play with it. You eventually get it here, and it is just a little spot to rest the crown. Of course, King of the Ring, one of the most famous things is the coronation ceremony. Sometimes we used to get it on the pay-per-view. Sometimes you get it on like Raw or SmackDown after, depending. But it is a little throne here for, of course, the crown. You put the crown on there. Everybody's ready to celebrate, as we know. Now, this is cool to see. Obviously, the throne, obviously this. A lot of people saying, well, where's the robe? The robe was on there. Now, Austin never wore the robe. Heck, he didn't even wear the crown. But it would have been nice to include the robe, and we'll have a fix for that in a little bit. Or fix it yourself with the Harley Race if you got the Harley Race figure. But there was no robe with this one here. A lot of people wanted the full stage, the pillars, all that. Wouldn't be a bad thing. I would be here for that. Obviously, it would incur more cost to the pack, so we didn't get that either. I really think the best way they could have done it was give us the backing card like I was talking about, and we could have got kind of the whole setup there. That would have been a nice way to do. Not in the cards, though. Not in the cards. We do get the crown. You got the big W at the top. We know why that is there. You got the jewels around the side. A big, deep crown as well. But looks good for a crown. Use it. Do whatever you want to do with it. Part of the experience here. I'm going to put it right there. Then we get the throne. I'm here for a little throne action, and this is actually a very nice throne. This is very, very nice. I thought this would be like a build-a-figure piece that would kind of clamp together, but it is all one nice piece right here. Looking very good. Got dark gold color there against that bright purple. Very King of the Ring, as we do know. Purple, an identifying color. And the cool thing about this throne, I don't know if it lines up with all the other years of the King of the Ring, but you can close your eyes and make it work. You can put this with Harley Race. You can put this with Bret Hitman Hart. You can do a lot of stuff with this. Not just have to be for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Use it for the litany of kings and queens we've got from the Mattel brand. Not a bad piece of business. Now, I will compare it to another throne we got around the holidays. We did get this one, me, at my local Walmart. It's the Snoop throne, which this was like $10. It was pretty cheap, all intents and purposes. Now this thing's on eBay for like $50. I should have bought up. They had tons of them at the time. But this was a throne I was using temporarily, and this one still works. I mean, this would go great for Sheamus. Of course, when Sheamus won King of the Ring and that beautiful Sheamus King figure, I just need to take the Snoop Dogg logo off of it. But another throne we just recently had here on the channel. Pretty cool to see these guys together. Not a bad piece of business, but the Mattel one feels a lot better quality than this one here. But I wanted to show that throne. But cool to get nonetheless. I'm here for that. Use it with your kings going forward. Do what you want with that. But now we're diving into the man, the myth, the Stone Cold Steve Austin. And it's a blessing and a curse with Stone Cold because he is not very toyetic at all. He isn't. Let's be honest. Obviously, the Austin 316 shirt, very popular. But as far as looks, he's not the Ultimate Warrior with the face paint. He's not the Hulk Hogan with the big muscles and stuff. He doesn't got really colorful outfits and things. He's a guy with black trunks, black wrist tape, black knee pads, black boots, and a bald head. About as plain Jane of a wrestler as you could possibly get, but you guys know as well as I did, it just worked, and what we get is what we get. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin. You're not going to dress him up in neon colors. It's just not going to work that way. So you try to make a lot of, big fireworks around something. At the end of the day, what you're working with is just a plain guy in black trunks. We always have to remember that with Austin, but still very, very iconic. Now, this Austin, I feel like we've probably got this exact same body numerous times. Somebody correct me. Some expert on Austin should know, but I would not be shocked if we hadn't got this one with a different shirt or a vest or something along the way. They always get the most out of our molds, as we know that. A lot of people saying we should have got a vest with this one. I mean, they could have easily gave us the vest from the King of the Ring. That would have made some sense. Is what it is, though. Is what it is. I'll start with the head sculpt here. Some people have pointed out that he had a beard, kind of a little beard at this point, not necessarily the goatee. So that is a bit of a miss, and that would have made the head a little bit more special on this one. But that's a deep cut detail. I think he asked most people, they wouldn't remember him with a little bit of a beard fuzz going on. They remember him with the goatee, of course. Got a little open mouth there, got the bald head, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth, playing those human hits. We're playing them all day long. And I guess some alien hits. You're right, Top and Farm. There's some aliens with that same description, as we know. But is this a new head? Somebody chime in. Is it a new head? I think it might be, or maybe it was used in one of the Ultimates along the way. We've had a lot of those. We do got the white teeth, and you do got the pink tongue on this one here. No shirt on this one. Obviously, you can put the shirt on if you want to. I'll probably display this. I don't know. Do I display it with the shirt? I'll have to think about it. Part of me feels like I shouldn't display it with the shirt, but part of me doesn't want to put the shirt in the baggie. I want to use as much stuff as I can. Maybe, maybe not. Black trunks, black knee pads, black boots, as we talked about. Got that Heart of Texas tattoo down here. Got that steer looking good. Looks like that cow horns I got in my office. Looking very nice. You got 2 gripping hands out of the package here. Arms all the way around for us. Bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows playing the hits. Hands back and forth side to side. Head back and forth side to side. Ab crunch. Waist articulation. Uh-oh. We got some tight legs. Uh-oh. We got some Vietnam. The legs go up okay, but boy, they are very, very tight. And in a plot twist, usually it's the right leg here where you got the really tightness in the hips. It's actually the left leg on this one, but maybe a little heat might open it up a little bit more, but a little bit tight in the hips over here for Stone Cold. Thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees playing the hits, boot cut, ankles up, down, back, forth, side to side. Our usual Mattel articulation for their elite line at this point here. And he should fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand using code Kyle to save 10% over at ringside. And what do you know? Fits on that stand here. Now, does he fit with the crown? Does the crown fit on his head? I don't think he ever wore the crown. He looks absolutely goofy. But he could put the crown on his head if he really wanted to. And then I did mention it earlier. If you really want to go all in, I do have this cape here, this robe. Very regal here. We can go full on Stone Cold Steve Austin if you want to. But once again, he didn't want to wear any of this stuff. You know he wasn't about that. He was just a tough Texan. Give him a Western shirt. That's what he should have been wearing. Who knows? But we'll sit him down. He does fit. These guys do look really good on here. They do fit very well. Scaling wise, this is a very good throne. I think the throne is the main event of this set, in all honesty. We've had so many Stone Cold Steve Austins. This kind of feels like rinse and repeat. But this throne, the crown, and the little stool for the crown, that's where we're playing all the hits. That's where we get somebody else to be here. You know, you put your Bret Harts or any of your other kings. Goes very well with this. So I love to see that. I do got Doc Hendricks, and I did do that switch. I had an extra Doc head. I threw it on the Howard Finkel body for right now. But I would welcome another Doc Hendricks, and especially if they're going to put it from the vault, make it as different as possible. Make it in black. I could see that happen. It feels like a layup at this point. But you got Doc Hendricks to go along with this moment, display it that way. Feels like a little bit of a missing piece of the puzzle, but I wouldn't be shocked to see this in the future. And then, of course, you can't have 316 moment without Jake the Snake. Very important to this, because imagine if he took on a Vader or something in the finals. You wouldn't have that 316. What if they would have just, Vince McMahon would have just said, we want Vader in the finals, Mark Merrow, or whoever in the finals instead of Jake the Snake. We wouldn't have had this magical moment. Stone Cold, where would he have went? Would he have risen to the top? Where would we have went? That's $1 million question. It's one of those what ifs. It's one of those moment in times where if things went just the other way in any other direction, what would have happened? Wild to think about that if you really do think about it. But very cool to celebrate the moment. I think there's been some rumors that we're going to get an Ultimate Edition of this Jake the Snake. Is that true? Mark Summers, you told me that. Is that true? He says it's true. So apparently we might be getting an Ultimate Edition of this Jake in the future. I can think of a lot more Jakes I'd rather have in the Ultimate line than this one. We've had this one twice as of right now with the greatest hits and, of course, the Walmart Flashback series. But if you need this Jake to complete the moment, you need Doc to complete the moment, really building out the universe of King of the Ring 1996. But there it is. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Mattel Creations revealed exclusive for 2026. Obviously, a little bit of a special figure for me just because I got to reveal it. I was there. I will have a mint-on-card copy, hopefully coming from Mattel very soon. I can't wait to add that to my collection. But the one I bought myself right here today, celebrating Stone Cold Steve Austin and the birth of 316. What's your thoughts on this? There's a lot of people with a lot of thoughts on this one. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got 2 YouTube channels to subscribe to every single day. Don't forget about Patreon YouTube channel memberships as well. Your best way to support this channel and all the content it does bring. Early access to everything I do, glamour shots, giveaways, Q&As, you name it. Also, while you're here, check out my books, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstar Series, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toymaker Series, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Sir Paul 64 is where you're going to find me on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. Join me and my wife, Angie, each and every single Tuesday. Angie was at the revealed event as well. A lot of eagle-eyed people saw her in the audience. So there it is. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Mattel Creations revealed exclusive for 2026. I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
And when the time comes to go down in a river of trouble, love and a mountain ground, just hold on.